Aloha and welcome to Java. Thank you kindly, everybody, for spending your time here with me. I appreciate you so much. So, today is September 18th, Wednesday, 2024, better known as Federica Day because that's all everybody is looking at. So, before we get into this and what every single other YouTuber news outlet out there is talking about, I'd like to send out a quick reminder. Today is Discord Day. We will have an open discussion at 5 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. So this is after market closes and right after Greg's live. So feel free to join us there. There's a link in the description, and you can either join in the conversation or you can just chat, either contribute or ask questions if you'd like. It's a brilliant community there, and I am fortunate enough to be there as well. So please feel free to join us there. It's a great discussion. So let's get into what's going on. Starting with the calendar, we're getting housing starts and building permits, but of course, the big news is 2 p.m. when they announce their interest rate decision. Now, they've been meeting since yesterday. And what's going to happen is, regardless of which direction the market takes this, Fed Chair Powell will come out and have his press conference and then manage the markets with that. Now, markets run on fear and greed, and so he's basically going to managing forward whichever direction that they want these things to go, if you will. So Thursday, prior to market open, we're getting jobless claims and a manufacturing survey. So he can kind of guide how those are viewed by the market with what he says. Most of his answers are scripted, and they already know the direction they want this to head. So expect a couple of early moves in the market. They try to make it look as if they don't know, but of course we know that they do. So with this, what are we expecting? I did a little cheat sheet here. Now, this is not financial advice. It is just simply expectations on higher probabilities from what I see. So 2 p.m., they come out with a decision. Volatility starts. If they announce quarter point hike, the market, I think, will initially be disappointed and drop, after which they will realize that there's more cuts coming and it will be positive and continue with the inflationary free money stance. If they announce a half point, then it will initially boom on the free money, and then the market will probably realize what this means, that there is deep-rooted concerns in the market and will drop for a bit. If it does this, urge you not to catch falling knife, wait until it sets a floor, and that means grinding out price level before getting back in is what most of the smart investors do. So with this, just remember quarter point, half point. Now, right now, banks are warning investors are too bullish on the stock markets, overpriced, and they are pricing in more towards a half point rate cut. So that would be bullish for the market initially, as this says, but that means there's deep-seated concerns. So my leaning is toward quarter point. We'll see, could be totally wrong on all of this, but that just looks like what kind of is heading in. So why is this so significant? Now, this is the first cut in interest rates, a basically shift in policy in the past 4 years. So this is going to have a very large effect going forward. Basically, all of this is inflationary. They're already engaging in quantitative easing in the background with several methods, either through purchasing back the bonds, the basically selling them, as Greg says, in the front door, buying them in the back, through currency trade wars, and a lot of the setups that are going on in the background. Now, we are watching, let's go into this, the 10-year yield dropping, as well as the strength of the dollar. Now, this is on the easy money printing, but they haven't even announced the decision, and the 10-year yield has come down significantly. So with this, we've got the risk indicator is at 229.3 right now, and greed beginning to pour back into the market. So we're going to watch what happens. A lot of the big money gets retailers to come in, and basically they get chopped up usually. So with this, we've got cryptocurrencies actually back above 60,000 at the moment, and fighting for strength there. this will be an interesting sector to watch as it's not quite gold. Now we've got gold back at all-time highs under a bit of pressure today, as well as silver. So we'll see, because they're at resistance levels, whether they drop, pull back a bit, or whether they break through on their charts. Okay. So with this, we've got some news with XRP also coming up, bullish for that. Now we've got Bank of Japan is also hanging in the background, which is why I leave this there as a reminder. The Japan yen carry trade, basically their version of the currency war, is not done. Now, Japan, if you have not been here or heard this before, holds enough US debt to sway the markets as well as their trade levels. So, with this, we've got Vanguard, large hedge fund, large bank, buying dollars, saying the Fed rate cut bets have gone too far. Now, basically, they're saying record wagers on the Fed cuts are at risk if Powell fails to go too big. So basically saying if it cuts quarter point, it's going to be bad for the markets, but I think it's going to be sort of the reverse. Now, markets are going to wash out as much of both sides as they can and then continue on. Now, with this, we're still getting a lot of, I say garbage, I should probably be a little easier on that. But the propaganda coming out is that US retail sales are up and there is ongoing consumer resilience. And what is really going on is we are watching a push of a two-tier society. The lower end is going deeper into debt. They're getting temporary loans to cover basic daily expenses, and the wealthy are getting wealthier. So this is just including the spreads of people still buying what they need, but it is on debt, using credit cards, which is debt, or loans of debt. So right now, sentiment, market has overpriced the cuts. And again, watch that floor set before you're buying your dips. Buy real assets on those dips. Do your own research, please. Okay, couple of more things, mostly in the other war space. Now that covers the currency war side of it, but with the real wars, we've got North Korea is now testing ballistic missiles again. They shot them into the sea, but they're kind of using this as a power move, if you will, over not just Japan, but also South Korea to kind of bolster their display of independence and also weaponry. So, with this, we've got the Air Force, this United States now, have met their recruitment goals and they are looking at a 20% increase next year. Now, coming from a large difficulty in filling these recruitment needs, now that there are jobs dropping and there is less work around and basically higher inflation, higher costs, they are meeting their recruitment goals more easily. And this also shows that they're planning on not stopping these wars anytime soon, but only continuing. So, in this environment, it is a war economy still. They're pushing not just through personnel are all going to be government employees, but also through this basic war machine. So, with this on the other side, I'd like to speak a little bit about Russia. Now, with all of the sanctions and all of the restrictions and the trade wars that they're putting against them, Russia is now ready to use crypto and foreign trade. Now, basically, what they are doing is the head of the central bank there, Elvira, said that the regulator would conduct the first cross-border crypto payments by the end of the year. Now, Bloomberg reported that at least two of the top metals producers that had not been sanctioned were using Tether as a stable coin for these cross-border transactions with Chinese partners. So China and Russia doing trade, bypassing these restrictions. It's tied to the US dollar, but Tether is nothing more than stablecoin. Okay, with this, we've also got Circle, is a different one, integrating USDC, which is a different stablecoin, and is now running on the national payment systems of Brazil as well as Mexico. So all of these are growing. We've got a Ripple co-founder. This is like basically with XRP, tie-in, leading a $10 million raise for decentralized clearing. So a lot of things happening with XRP. Also, Ripple being used with other countries. They're all beginning to use stable coins. And where is this heading? Towards central bank digital currency. Basically, once they get these all up and running, the only thing left to do is agree upon one or two to basically run on these rails that they're setting up now. So with this, just a couple of reminders. We've got Discord this afternoon. Please join our discussion because I would love to know your thoughts on this. Please leave comments below if you'd just like to do that. Instead, you can also find me on X. And when this happens, buy real assets on the dip with the cash. Right now, we've got a lot of firepower in hold for today. So thank you again for being here. And until I see you again, my friends, I wish you a green trading day, wonderful day in general, and stay free.